No? Maybe? Greetings friends and welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, hello, my name is Brittany and today we're going to be doing a video on a very spooky and beautiful makeup product. Today's video is not on a new product, but it is on a product that I have been so excited to play with but haven't had a chance to play with even though it is not new. You know, when you get so many new things all the time and when you have this consumer mentality, you get things and you don't even get a chance to play with them, and it's honestly a really big shame because this is a product that I was so excited for and that stuck in my head for months before I actually bought it, and then I bought it and haven't had a chance to play with it. So anyway, today's video is on the Lunar Beauty Moon Spell palette. When this palette came out, I was in the midst of a no-buy, and right after the no-buy I had the whole issue on my eye, which if you weren't here or you're new, I had like an allergic reaction on my eye that lasted for 4 months. It's been 3 weeks now since I've had a reaction, but when I purchased this, I was having the allergic reaction, so I wasn't using new products on my eyes. So this has just been sitting here waiting for me, and it's really just such an irritating thing because prior to this coming out, all I wanted was for a brand to cater to us spooky girls and do like a Halloween witchy release instead of like a Christmas release or this or that, you know, the normal release times. And then this came out and I was like, JK, I'm on a no-buy and I have an allergic reaction, so deuces. But all throughout my no-buy, I couldn't stop thinking about this palette because let me show you this packaging. First off, this is the palette here, and it's honestly like magic. Look at it. It looks like a little book. It is a spooky girl's dream. It really is. And so I needed it, and so I bought it, and I haven't had a chance to play with it. I put it on my friend because I was having, you know, my allergic reaction, and it looks beautiful on her, but I haven't gotten a chance to put it on my eyes. So today, I'm going to, and I'm really excited to do it. So that's what this video is going to be. It's a long-winded way of saying that today, I'm going to be doing a first impressions, a review, swatches, and a tutorial on the Moonspell eyeshadow palette from Lunar Beauty. Before we get started, please make sure to join the Brat Pack and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell because I would love to have you here. I put out new videos every week and they're usually pretty good. That's why I make them. It's fun for me. None of my friends IRL, I hated myself for saying that, none of my friends in real life like to talk about makeup as much as I do, so that's why I like to sit here and talk about makeup with like-minded individuals on the internet. So if you would like to sit here, talk makeup with me and my friends down below, subscribe and hit the bell. That's what the whole point is. And now I think it's time that we start talking about it and stop being... I'm still getting over being sick. I think it's time that we stop talking about it and start being about it and get into this video. Do you want to do that? Let's do that. Let's do that right now. Right now. If you would like to see my first impressions and some swatches and a review and a tutorial on the Lunar Beauty Moonspell eyeshadow palette, just keep on watching. Okay, you guys, I'm actually really excited to get into this. If you recall, Lunar Beauty eyeshadows are one of my favorite. The Life's a Drag palette was like my favorite color palette for a while because something about his formula is really good. So here are the shades right here, in case you haven't seen it, though I'm sure you have because this is not new. So let me go ahead and bring you in and then we'll do a look real quick. Yeah. If I still sound froggy or out of it and lethargic, still getting over the cold, still not feeling great, it has been a struggle. This is like the longest I've been sick probably ever. It's not been fun. Okay, so here is the beautiful color story. Let's just talk about how pretty it is. It is honestly really pretty and really unique. There's a lot of neutrals in the center that you could use. Even these grains, the tone of them is something that could be used on the everyday. And if you have not seen this palette, which I'm sure you already have, I will reiterate that forever. Each of the shades is actually named after a witch in pop culture. For example, we have Sabrina, we have Paige, we have Phoebe, we have Piper, we have Prue. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Phoebe, Paige, Piper, and Prue from Charmed, you know? And if you don't know this about me, which you probably don't because why would you, I was a really big Charmed bitch growing up. Like, my family watched Charmed. I still to this day watch Charmed. Like once a year I watch the entire series, first to last episode. And every single time I'm frustrated that they cut out and don't show you Prue dying because it feels like a cop-out. But anyways, let's move on. Man, there's so many pretty shades to choose from, but I think I'm gonna live in this area up here, kind of feeling it with my shirt, and just Yeah, I'm gonna live up there. That's the point. This video is a mess. I can feel it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I threw on some tape because typically I find that these types of colors can tend to have some fallout, and I did already do my base, so let's go ahead and dip into the first color. I'm really excited because if these shadows live up to my experience in Lunar Beauty shadows, then I know I'm gonna love this. So let's go ahead and dip into the shade Bonnie right here and work that into the crease. That's what it's picking up like on the brush. So I'm just building this color up in the crease. It's actually really quite pretty. It's a yellowy sort of green when it's blended out in this way, and I like it quite a bit. As you can see, I mean, for me, I guess it's gonna be personal preference on what is like an everyday wearable shade, but for me, this is a wearable green. I feel like I could get away with just wearing this by itself. It just has a little bit of something special, but it could be used as a neutral in my opinion. And the more you build it up, the more greenish you get, and it does get deeper right there, which is actually really nice. It's blending out very nice. I like it a lot. Okay, so we got both eyes matched down there, and I actually really like this shade. I think this is a really pretty palette, and I know I've just used one shade, but I don't know. As soon as I saw this released, I was excited about it because it was released around Halloween, which is very fitting for the theme, obviously, but I feel like the shades are something that could be translated into more of an everyday thing. And that's what the fallout situation's looking like in the pan. It's really not that much. It looks like it, but it's not that bad. Let's now move into the shade Marnie right here. Do that with a smaller brush. Ooh. That looks really nice. Those two colors blended together very pretty. I'm feeling that. Yes, spooky. Now I want to take the shade Mary right here and put that on the lid. That looks so pretty. Ooh, that's dark. This might be darker than I wanted. Let's see. Ooh, no, that's pretty. And the reflect in it, ooh, it's so sparkly. He has the best, well, I won't say the best shimmers, but some of the prettiest to me because they have like really small micro glitters. I remember in the Life's a Drag palette, both of the shimmers in that had that as well. And that's why I used it on my friend for her wedding. I actually used it on 2 friends for their weddings, right? I know for sure I used it on one of my friends for their weddings because of the shimmer. Because it just has these beautiful little twinkle, twinkle, twinkles. Yes, love it. Just like, I don't know which video is going up first, but I filmed a video on this ColourPop Smoke Show palette, and the metallics by ColourPop in that are similar to this, in that it has tiny little glitters that kind of sound, they look like they would sound like little fairies. Like that. That's the best way I can describe it. Sorry if that doesn't make sense to you, but if it does, then it does. Okay, other eye. That is so pretty. An entire motorcycle gang's going by right now. Okay, so I just put my finger in Peru, and I think I just want to kind of like tap it a little on top just so we could have a little bit of the purpley pink glitter. I don't know if this is going to look good, but let's find out, because that's what it looks like. It's not quite, you know, in line with this look, but, you know, I want to do it anyway, so here we go. Let's just see how it looks. Ooh, you know, that's actually pretty. Interesting. That's pretty. Wait, let me just quickly. Ooh, that brought something different. I like that. It might not be for everyone. No, you know what? That is for everyone. Because it just, when the light hits Ooh, okay. Now let's do something a little more fun on the lower lash line too. Well, let's just go all out. Who cares? Oh, first let's take off the tape. We gotta do that. We gotta do that. Okay, you ready? Okay. Wait, because I want to watch too. Okay, and that's a little messed up there, but we can fix it. That side's a lot better. Ooh, yes. And boom, just like that. That side's good as well. Okay, lower lash line. I want to go in with Nancy here and put that down there. Also, if you know who Nancy is, then you know who Nancy is. And if you don't, then you should probably watch The Craft. I'm just going to say that. But who else here wanted to be Nancy so bad? Even though she was the bad guy, I still wanted to be her growing up. I did. Bonnie was cool too. I mean, they were all cool, but I wanted to be Nancy. I had the coolest experience. If you're a Craft fan, then you will understand. When I went to Portland for my honeymoon, dipping into Nancy, they have this place called McMinimans down there, which is like, well, there's different locations, but the one that I went to is at Kennedy School, and it's like an old school elementary school, kind of like you would see on Hey Arnold, with all the classrooms that you push and no portables, like, you know, like my school was. And they have a movie theater inside the hotel. McMinimans Kennedy School is a hotel. Okay, rewind. I'm acting like you know what I'm talking about. It was a elementary school that was repurposed into a hotel, and inside the hotel they have a movie theater that you can go to. And inside this movie theater there's just like couches and it's like a couch movie theater, recliners, comfy stuff. You can order food, order alcohol, sit and watch movies. Anyway, the whole point is, while I was there on my honeymoon, it was the 20-year anniversary of both The Craft and Scream 1. And I got to go see them both in theater at McMinimans, because they were doing showings because of the 20-year anniversary. And it was perfect because I love The Craft, and my favorite movie of all time is Scream 1. Neve Campbell was in both of those, so that was her year apparently when she did those. And I got to see him, and that's the whole point. And that color is really, really pretty. This eye look is it's like colorful, but like dark, and I'm into it. Okay, and now I feel like we need one more color to round it up. And I feel like we should just go in with Fiona and hit that on the outer corner on the lower lash line and just, call it a day. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's really pretty. Layered with Nancy, that's really nice. I love a shimmer on the lower lash line. It just makes you look kind of sad, and that's kind of the vibe that I live. Sad girl. That's me. Should get that tattooed on my knuckles. Okay, give me just a second to throw on some mascara and some eyeliner and a lip. My brain is not working. The medicine's wearing off. And I'll be right back to give you some swatches and give you my first impressions. Wait a minute. Okay, guys, so this is the completed look using the Moonspell palette from Lunar Beauty. And now let me give you some swatches. I'm trying not to blind you with the mirror, so I'm just gonna do this right here. It's a little different than how I normally do swatches, but I don't want to blind you. So those are the four right there. So here we have Prue, Piper, Phoebe, Paige, last one, Sabrina. All right, now let's go in with these neutrals, which are the ones that I'll probably use on the everyday, which I'm excited to put on my eyes, to be honest with you, because they're nice tones. We have Winifred, Sarah, Mary, and Samantha. Last one here is Kiki, which is that dark brown. Kiki. Okay, in the final row, get these little switches. We have Hermione, Bonnie, Marnie. Wow, I'm on the elbow. I'm so sorry. Let's go down here. Nancy. And last, let's get this little last guy right here. Fiona. Ooh, that swatch is nice. I'm sorry for this down here. So those are the swatches on the Moon Spell palette from Lunar Beauty. Go ahead and take a screenshot if you want it. And let's talk first impressions. Okay, so first impressions. I like this palette quite a bit. Maybe I'm easy to please, but I think it's a good palette. It's very rare that I find something that I just don't like, because I tend to be a little bit better with my purchases. I tend to do a little research before purchasing something. I look into the brand, I look into former products. So typically when I purchase something, it's something that I know is going to be good, and this does not disappoint. The quality seems to live up just the same as my Life's a Drag palette, which is one of my favorite ones. I like the formula that Manny uses in his eyeshadows. Now, there does seem to be a difference in formula with some of the shimmers in this. Like, for example, Hermione and Phoebe seem to be more of like glittery top shadows with like a light wash of base, as opposed to like intense shimmers. Let me show you the difference. For example, let me wash my hands off. Okay, for example, here's Hermione and here is Samantha. Now, as you can see, Hermione just looks a lot less impactful. It's just more of like a wash and like a nice sheen with that yellowy brown with some like little sparkles in it, whereas Samantha is like a hardcore like foiled metallic. Show them to you on my hand. Here's Hermione, and then here's Samantha. Both very pretty, but are going to give different effects on the eye, which I do not mind, but I think it's worth noting that they are different in that way. The same here goes for Phoebe and Prue, where, did I just get it messed up? Where Prue here is more of an actual metallic with more of the like pigment in it, and Phoebe's more of that nice like wet sheen with a purple base. Here is Prue here, which is more of a metallic, and here is Phoebe, which is more of that sheer wet looking base. You see what I'm saying? Both pretty, but they're going to give different effects on the eyes. But I personally like that. And even Mary is slightly different in that regard. Mary reminds me more of the shimmers that are in Life's a Drag, where it's got that metallic-y base, but a lot of that small micro shimmer, as you see on my eye. I am a fan of his formula. I think all of the mattes blended out really, really well. And I like the color story in this. On top of all of that, the packaging, man. If you're like a makeup collector, you will love this, especially if you're into witchy shit, which I am. Like this, I thought I was a witch until I was in like high school. All through junior high, I was like, oh yeah, I'm a witch. I just got to like find my coven. And I would go to the library and I would print out spells from online. And you know what? I don't know if you remember being younger. Maybe this is just my library. You can only print out so many pages for free. So I'd go almost every day and print out spells, and as many as I could that day, and then I would leave and I'd go home and I'd do the spells, and I'd come back the next day and I'd do more spells, because I thought I was a witch. And so this really appeals to me, and I think it's gorgeous. I love how it looks like a freaking book, and it's just, oh, it gets to me. And it sits on my desk. It's one of the display pieces that I have, so I like it. For me, it's worth it. If you like the color story and you typically like his formula, you'll like it. His mattes remind me of like old Makeup Geek eyeshadows, how it's like harder pressed so you don't get a lot of kick up and you have to build the color, but they blend out really, really beautifully, and you don't get like a shit ton of pigment right away. You have to kind of work for it, but I think that that can be better. It just kind of depends on what you want. I like this type of formula, and I like this palette. I think it's very pretty, and I think if you've tried his eyeshadows before, you will like it if you like the color story, and if you like him and you just want to support him, there you go. And if you don't like him, then don't. And if you don't like the colors, then don't. Pretty much just that. For me, I like it. I think it's pretty. I think my eye look looks really cool. I think it looks kind of spooky and pretty, and I'm into it. And I'm really happy that I bought this, and I feel like I'm going to use it quite often. And I feel like I'm going to set it on my desk, and it's going to look really, really pretty. Just chill. Like, look at that. Oh, so good. So good. A+ packaging. Manny, what up? Okay. Anyways, guys, that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it wasn't too little too late. I wanted to get it out sooner, but you know, life happens, and here we are. But I'm filming it now, and it'll be up eventually. Don't forget before you leave to subscribe and join the Brat Pack and hit that bell so you can hang out with me all the time or whenever you choose to, because I'd love to have you here. And again, thank you for being here when you could be anywhere else in the world, because I think that that's super, super dope, because there's like tons of things you could be doing, and for whatever reason you want to hang out here. and that makes me feel special. So thank you. And now I'm gonna go. So hopefully, I'll see you next time. Bye.